Hello, everyone. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
We just wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and hope you get what you want out of those presents.
Right on.
And welcome to Go Watch a Movie episode 64. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
The conversation continues today. Have you ever wanted to see giant cities on tank wheels devouring little smaller cities?
Nope.
No? With airships? Does that help?
Airships are awesome. Airships. Yeah. I love airships. Final Fantasy, y'all.
Well, that's what we're talking about today. Mortal Engines. Peter Jackson helped write the screenplay for that. And yeah, but first we're going to get into a bit of entertainment news. Firstly, and this excited me, and it could be just because they're promoting John Wick right now, but Keanu Reeves let slide that he wants to play Wolverine.
What?
Yes. For the new X-Men that are inevitably going to cross over to Disney soon. I mean,
I feel like, I don't know.
You think he has the range?
I don't know how tall he actually is.
He's like 6 something. He has to be.
I feel like he's too big. Well, not that should be, because they can make people look smaller or bigger or whatever they want to do, but I don't know.
Wolverine is short and stocky.
I don't feel... I don't want to hear Keanu Reeves say, like, they're not going to make him say bub or anything. You know what I mean?
That would be amazing.
They're not going to make him say bub. But I just don't see it. Maybe you can, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sold. I'm not 100% sold on that. But as much as I would love to see John Wick kill.
It's like Wiseau playing Joker.
Yeah.
It just
have that, man.
Doesn't fit.
Disney has come out and confirmed what you already basically said. No Captain Jack in the reboots. They put out an official statement. We want to bring in a new energy and vitality. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but part of the reason Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants, and that's what I've tasked them with. So Johnny Depp is out of the new Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sad. He is one of my favorite characters. Captain Jack, not Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's a real person.
I don't know. Maybe he's a character now.
He could be.
The way he dresses and
I feel like he's doing the prestige thing, what the Asian man was doing. He lives his role, because he goes out there and I just want to appreciative of the award you're giving. Goodbye.
I think he's trying to be cooler than what he actually is.
And then, but you see him on TV. I think maybe he's pulling that. But yeah, I'm a little sad. No more Captain Jack. Like. He might make a cameo. You never know. They might surprise folks and be like Keith Richards did as his dad and a couple of them. I hope so, man. I'll miss Captain. Lastly, just want to say R.I.P. to Penny Marshall of Laverne and Shirley fame. She died here earlier this week. And I also want to take this time to apologize for this episode being late and putting up a very early episode because we still learning on episode 3. We were learning big time, and you could barely hear Robert. So sorry about that. And everyone comes for his voice anyway. So
whatever.
But that'll bring us to trailers. You or me first, sir?
I'll go. You don't mind? I'm going to go Hellboy.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know how I feel about it because I felt like when they were first telling us about the reboot for, or not
I think you're going. We're at.
They were going to go dark.
Yep, dark, serious, but gritty.
This one felt just like the other two almost.
Even more so with the music they chose.
Yeah, and I did not like the choice of music. I'm sorry,
either.
But I just didn't. I didn't.
Been the Benny Hill, but
basically, I just don't feel. But I will say this: like the first Battle Angel trailer was off and scared a lot of people, but now they're amazing.
Yes.
So maybe
finally watch the other ones.
Maybe this this is just, maybe another trailer is going to come out and that's going to change my mind. It didn't seem dark to me, but it does feel like Hellboy, and it does feel like it's matching up with the other two movies, not like a complete
giants.
Yeah. But we'll see. I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
But I want everybody else to check it out and see what you think, because it's just so weird how it was almost a shock how it was like the other ones so much, as opposed to being this dark, otherworldly thing that I thought it was going to be.
I will miss that. Oh, I guess I can't say I'm going to miss anything because I don't know what they're doing. But I know the fish guy's not in it. I liked him.
Yeah.
He's too busy with his what's that fish movie where he dates the real girl?
Right.
But yeah, I agree with that. Like I expected a lot more seriousness in this one, because they were like, "Oh, this ain't your daddy's Hellboy." Mine is, it might be international. I did not have high expectations for this, regardless of it being those two.
Right.
But then I saw this trailer and I was like, that's what they're doing. I like that. Like, she's the straight man. Like Tommy Lee Jones's character was pretty much the straight man, and Will Smith was all the comedy. And Thor, Chris Hemsworth, is a comedy guy, which I kind of like. But he also at the same time knows exactly what he's doing. And I kind of feel like they're leaning towards she's going to be Will's daughter.
I didn't get that from it. From the trailer,
because like in that first part of it, she's like, "It took me 20 years to hunt you guys down. I found you," and then they start showing like paintings of K and J doing epic stuff, and so I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be way off, but if I'm not, I got it. But yeah, I was blown away by it. I did
watch that trailer. It does look decent. Yeah, I'm not a huge Men in Black fan, but
Will's gone now, who I know is on your hate list. So.
I don't hate anybody. I love everybody.
And both of those trailers, if you haven't seen them yet, hop over to the Facebook page. They're both posted on there. Check them out. Or the YouTube page. They're also both on there. But yeah, that will bring us to the main event, sir. Mortal Engines. And I'm really interested to hear your take on this.
Really? You're interested in my take?
Yeah.
My goodness. I want to hear your take.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear your take. Peter Jackson.
Quickly, Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings.
Jackson. He's a big deal.
He's a very big deal.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm sad.
Yeah.
Because
and then there's this.
Yeah. Let me see here. Bringing up the Rotten Tomatoes. Because I enjoyed the last time. So tomato meter, 28%.
Okay. What's the audience?
59.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah.
So that's still like both are like, yeah. This movie made $7 million its opening weekend.
That's not very good.
And it had like $150 million budget. Yeah.
I understand why.
Some critics, I'm gonna defend
this movie, even though it's not perfect.
They want to give you a steampunk on steroids, Metropolis Now, and they're willing to use the spare parts of dozens of other movies to make it happen. That's one guy's opinion. I'm not going to go deep into that because I do want to get to this. So I'll go ahead and kick this off if you don't mind, sir.
Go ahead.
Mortal Engines. Let me read the cast list here because that's important as well. Hugo Weaving, amazing.
Yes. He's always good and everything.
Yeah. Hilmar, and I'm loving people that use him as villains as well. Robert Shannon. Jay Hay, Ronnie Rapp. I apologize to every actor whose name I butchered over the while of this podcast, but yeah. So I am a worlds guy. I've realized that while watching this movie, because I love to be entranced in worlds. Yes. I love the Wizarding world of Harry Potter. Like it's interesting. It's exciting. The Lord of the Rings world, interesting, exciting. You have the elves, all Middle Earth is amazing. Even John Wick is not just our world where you have the secret underground of the Continental, I love that. And this movie gave me that. I felt it took me out of our world and threw me into this amazing fantasy world. But then I kind of got lied to because our heroine, who's on all the posters, who we see doing action scenes in all of the movies or all the trailers, she's not that pivotal. Like, yeah, she does the thing in the end, but like she goes from being this BA in the beginning who's willing to get this guy by all means to kind of the damsel, and everyone else around her becomes the heroes. I don't know if that is the impression you got, but that's what I felt, and I felt gypped because of that. Because I love her look, I love her story, like I love all of that, but I was like, oh, this is what they're doing with her now, because she slowly became more like, even to the point where they hurt her, and like I guess I should give the plot. The 60-minute war happened, which I found interesting as well. I guess the world created ultra weapons that everyone launched at the same time, and it destroyed Earth to the point of it's just about uninhabitable in some places, I guess. So some cities have taken up to becoming mobile, kind of Mad Max on steroids. If you want to think about it, they don't just drive around in cars to get oil. They take their whole cities with them and eat other little cities. And London seems to be the king dingling of that, that whole thing. But we start with London, and London looks amazing. London looks fantastic. I don't know, like I think they did a great job of making that city look intimidating and dominating. And we start with it chasing a group of small cities because it apparently left the safety of England and now has to hunt down other cities to keep fuel and food. And
it was more like he was chasing a house.
Natural house moving castle?
Like a big house, yeah, basically. Because it was like the houses came together to form like a city, but then they broke apart to like drive around and escape.
Yeah, I mean, there were little shanties in there.
Yeah, there's little groups,
but yeah, they were. I guess that group of 5 were doing some trading, and and even then, she looked BA. She's getting her knife ready.
Yeah, she's got her little thing covering her face.
Yeah. But then she fell apart for me personally. I don't know about you.
I thought she was great in the movie. I don't completely agree with you. I can see where you get that impression from, but I felt like she was definitely the main hero, and I feel like her journey was it was more important than her just being BA the entire time. I liked her journey because you find out something mid-movie that I thought was the best part of the movie. And I'm going to say a lot of crap about this movie, but it's not going to I don't want you to think that I didn't enjoy watching it, because despite the fact that I don't think that this is a great movie, there's a lot of great stuff in it. But I do agree with part of what you said about being lied to. I thought we were lied to by the gimmick in the movie, which was that this giant city, London, was driving around eating up all these other cities. That trailer, if you watch the trailer, you pretty much saw all of that.
That part,
there was no more of that happening anywhere else in that entire 2-hour whatever movie.
Do you think that's because we come in to where they've done it so much, or
it's possible, but there were still plenty of people running around.
That's true.
For them to eat. Yeah. So it wasn't like they were, like out of stuff to eat. So I don't know. That's where I felt like we were lied to. It's like, I thought there was going to be more of that of that, just watching that engine consume things. And, but it was implied, but it just wasn't, once that gimmick was gone, it became a completely different movie. Like in a way, so it wasn't so much about the moving city. Yeah. And which didn't make any sense once you got into it. Cause it's like, you could have just stopped and been fine. You're like, why do you need to eat another house?
You're consuming more resources by moving around.
Yeah, you could just stop moving and be fine. It's proof there's no reason for them to keep moving.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said the Earth was destroyed and almost inhabitable, but it looked like there was a lot of habitable world.
The place where maybe just where those Shangri-La looking people were at is the only inhabitable area.
But like even when they were running in the tracks, all that other than the tracks looked like you could.
Yeah, it just looked like. But maybe it was radioactive. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But there was definitely water because they were living next. The mom and the daughter were living next to water basically.
That's true.
But I just like the gimmick didn't work, basically. I mean, it looked cool. It's visually stunning. Like you said, London looked impressive, amazing. Right? That was just a great idea. Yeah. But like just that whole gimmick didn't work for the movie because it was just ridiculous. And then two, because like if you have a rational mind, you can sit there and watch it and be like, hey, why are you moving? Just stop. And you don't have to do whatever it is you're doing. Just ridiculous. Just find somewhere to park and then there you go.
Park next to a river or ocean
So it just didn't make sense. But then the story was decent, but it was almost like they were reaching for stuff. And when I say they were reaching for stuff, they wanted to make this world and then give it all this history. So they kept making references to stuff like the great tilt of whenever. Yeah. And I'm just like,
I think the problem here, what we're going to hit, this was a book series first. And I haven't read it, but I would imagine it fills in those plot holes a lot better than that screenplay did. But sorry.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But I just from the movie standpoint, it just seemed like
the great tilting. I was like, I want to know about that. What happened there?
And there's so many other things like the Lazarus Brigade. I'm like, who the heck are the Lazarus Brigade?
That element I thought was fantastic.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Same, yeah. It reminded me of the ring wraiths, that unquenchable, I need to kill this no matter what.
And her relationship, the main character's relationship with Shrike, was like I said, my favorite part of the movie. That for me made it. If it wasn't for that, I would be super disappointed with the entirety of this movie.
When they first introduced him, like, we got a thing in a prison, out in the field. We don't know what it is. Took out 12 of my best men, right? And now all he does is scream and bang on the wall.
One person's name over and over again.
It's the Shaw. Yeah, it's amazing. I love that part. That all his stuff, I was just on the edge of my seat with, like,
brilliant.
Yeah,
but then the rest of it.
Did you not like the politically correct term here, woman in the red?
The woman in the red? She was okay, but I have a problem with all those people that were up in that little floating air
Sky Haven or something like that
thing, like trading. I don't know what it was. They all seemed, and this is like an overall complaint that I have with the movie. Those particular characters in general seem to be too cookie cutter perfect. Their outfits were too perfect. It kind of made me upset.
Maybe because they were established in that behind the wall.
I don't know, but some of them were all those behind the wall, or were they just visiting behind the wall?
I think like that's their home. Behind the wall is their home base, but they go out and they
were too perfect. Yeah. Everybody's haircuts were perfect. Everybody was a pretty person. There was the black guy. You had the Asian one. You had the Indian one. You had one of everybody's race.
Every culture.
Just.
I definitely got political undertones from this movie.
There are some political undertones, definitely, but I just didn't like that forced look. We got one of everybody. Not to say that it's bad that it represents
diversity. Fuck it.
To represent everybody, but it just seemed forced. Like all of it seemed forced. That seemed forced. The whole lower building, like the Great Tilt of this or Lazarus Brigade, that seemed forced. It's just like they were just trying to force feed us this world instead of letting us sink into it ourselves.
So you think that he should have done his normal route? He didn't direct this, but he did write the screenplay. But his normal route of, I'm going to stretch this as fucking far as I can and give us more detail
the details should have come naturally.
Gotcha.
I don't know how to explain it. Like everything just seems so forced.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you need to get caught up in this world now and get entrenched as fast as you can because we're getting to the fucking action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I get it.
It just didn't. It wasn't. I don't know.
What do you think of Tom?
I did not like Tom from the very beginning. Went through his little running through the city, showing that he's this late guy who, but yes,
but he's fast and gets things done.
But he's brilliant somehow. Yeah. But he's just, he's not punctual whatsoever.
Yeah,
didn't like him from the beginning, mainly because from that scene, I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna like him. There's just something about it because it just reminded me of like other movies.
Who's this guy running? Fuck him.
Like why? It's like I understand you're going to be important to this movie, but
they want to show you how fast he was, so they can get to the later chase scene.
He can run through a crowd. That's his only talent.
Yeah. You know who I hated?
Who?
Hugo Weaving's daughter.
I didn't really care for her.
She didn't have a purpose, man.
But
other until the end, but like
they gave the dad. So it was like they're supposed to be like I don't know. Maybe she wasn't supposed
about her.
She wasn't supposed to know, but then she found out that was supposed to be a big reveal or some tension that was in there somehow. And then you first thought she was going to be with Tom, but then she ends up talking to the other guy, other pretty boy, whoever he was, who looked.
He just was always there.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was going on? Here's this guy.
Just so many characters that just seem so.
And even Hugo's character is supposed to be this big, brilliant person, Valentine, but he's so brash and so quick to like act. Like that's not what a genius does. He
can take a knife stabbing without worrying too much about it.
It's like sure. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm gonna beat Tom, who's sprinting through the city to her. But yeah, the lead lady. What was her name? I can't think of her character's name.
Charlie, or not Charlie. I'm thinking of another movie. It was Hester. Hester Shaw.
Yeah, Hester Shaw. I said that as Strike. Mm-hmm. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, good.
But yeah, I enjoyed her overall. I just thought that she was going to be. Like, she didn't get the big fight scenes.
No, she wasn't supposed to. I don't think she was supposed to be the BA person in the movie, though. I think it was more the lady in red. We'll call her the lady. I don't know what her character's name was. I can't think of
her character's name either.
I think it was Anna.
But like, I guess that's what they showed us in the trailer, so that's what I was expecting. But she just like
I think they give most of it away when they reveal the story of her and Shrike. And then when you find out who the main villain
he's the reason that she was alive. Basically, he kept her alive. Like, it's just not because she's this great person, this great character. Or not great character, but great BA person. It's because he was there. Is that what you're saying, or?
No, I'm just saying that her journey was
very harrowing. I'll give her that.
Detailed in that part of the movie, and you find out why she is the way she is, and then it gets tied together all the way through the entire movie because you find out, okay, this is that girl from that survived his little, the main villain's little tantrum or whatever because he wanted the thing and couldn't get the thing. And then she survives because of him. Sorry, spoilers. Mm-hmm. And then you find out that she seems dead inside. She's sad, but then she's kind of getting happy because she's got this dude. But then he thinks she's sad, so he's going to turn her into him, basically, into a soulless, heartless thing. Yeah. But which he really isn't, because he's the only reason probably just like taking care of her because he's remembering his real child from his past life.
He was such a good character.
He was amazing. And then, it's like you find out that she has to escape from that. It's all about that. Like, that's the core of the movie for me. She has to escape from that to try to, get revenge on the guy who killed his mom. Yeah. And then she finds out that it's actually her
I was so happy that they didn't do Star Wars word for word. They almost did.
Yeah, that was. Your mother didn't tell you. They steal a lot from other movies. There's no doubt about it. But that whole story was great for me, and that's why I tolerated what I was sitting and watching.
Gotcha.
Because of that, for me, brought it together. And I think it was that journey which made the character good. I didn't want her to be, badass. I wanted her. She was smart. She snuck in there. She knew how to survive, mainly because of Shrike. And then she was able to try to kill the guy, but was thwarted by the, what's his name? Tom, who I didn't like. And then she gets away and then she has to end up saving.
She does save Tom a lot. I guess
and then Tom saves her a little bit. And then emotionally they bond. And
I'm glad they never kissed on screen.
Yes, there's all kinds of good stuff happening.
There's a lot of pauses and long looks.
There is a scene though that I thought was absolutely ridiculous. It's the scene after she stabs Valentine. Okay.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got her mask on.
Yep.
Oh boy, Tom runs up, grabs her. This is a ridiculous scene. Why did they do this? I don't understand. It's like, and they kept making references to it later. He grabs her, the mask comes off, and he stares at her face because of the scar. Yeah. And this is a slow-mo scene of him going, look at your face. It didn't make any sense. Like she was that bad. I thought she looked cool.
Yeah, she doesn't. I
mean, there was nothing that scar took away from that woman's beauty. No. There was nothing. And then they make reference to it like later, like the big woman in the scuttle bug thing.
Well, she's like
made a reference to her beauty, or not. At least she doesn't have whatever she said. But it was just like, why? I mean, this makes no sense. Why?
I guess they were trying to make it seem like she's self-conscious about it, or something.
And she maybe was with the scarf, but I think it was more she was just hiding her identity, so he didn't recognize her. I don't think it was because she cared about the scar.
That scarf was cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you, it just seemed like there's so many ridiculous things in this movie. Yeah, but even with all that ridiculous stuff that I hated, it didn't just take away from me enjoying parts of the movie, because it is a sci-fi movie. When I love sci-fi,
it was a sci-fi fantasy because I got a Willow feeling from it. You have all these quirky characters that come in, like the Scuttlebug people, the people behind the wall, the Sky Heaven people. Like I thought that's what I enjoyed a lot about it. But there were so many things that pulled me out, like you said. I was like,
so many just ridiculous things that just didn't fit. It's like they tried really, really hard, and maybe somebody who's read all these, all the material,
I would love
got a different opinion of it. But just going in fresh, there's just too many things that just pull you out of, like when I watch a movie, at least I really sink in there. Like you were saying, you go in there, you feel like you're a part of that world, and it's like you forget about yourself and everything else. But this movie kept slapping me out of that every once in a while, not just pushing me gently, but just slapping me like with all this ridiculous stuff. So
I still love, like, I can't say I was completely sucked from the world, because I love they're like freaking city tracks all over the place. I love that aspect of it. I love that there are these. I guess I'm indifferent on the hunters thing, like the hunters that come out at night and hunt for people while in the cities. It's like, that's kind of, you're not going to spot some human walking around down in the tracks from that. But did they ever say why you never go south? Is it because that's where Shrike was, or was there something? I thought there was
they were like, I don't know. There was a detail that I lost if they ever did say it. I don't know if it's because that's where the Ravager things were that were grabbing people, or
I was trying to.
It was hard to. I don't know.
Did the Pope die?
This is like
ancient. Okay. No. Sorry, false alarm, people. Pope's good. What do you think of that sweet button suit coat that the auctioneer had on? That thing was made of all buttons.
Oh yeah, not so much. Didn't really.
Gotcha.
I was like, I felt like it was just a crazy costume they came up with, but it was just a crazy costume. Another thing that just distracted me from getting into the story.
Did you find it odd that, like, people were so hard up for violence, the citizens of everywhere?
That's the mob mentality, though.
Like, when London was about to take a smaller city, they all rushed to the balconies. London, right. And people are getting their homes destroyed. Yet they're chanting.
It seemed weird, but I can see that happening. Though that's exactly what would happen.
It's just like people putting their cell phones out when someone's getting killed nowadays. It happens.
And I thought the technology seemed a little off. Like you got these cities that are driving around, but then there's like these little like spacecraft chip things. But then there's like airships too. Yeah, the airships were cool because they were more like hot air balloons that, for some reason, had thrusters on
gliders, and it was kind of a weird mix. Yeah, now you point that out. Yeah, because some cities are just like complete dystopian. Yeah, London has like cool little scooter cars, and their air technology seems super advanced. I feel bad for the City Behind the Walls fleet. Like it's the best fleet in the world. It doesn't get to do anything,
right?
Yeah, but. What do you think overall, sir? Overall opinion
of this movie. I want to like it, but I can't.
Gotcha.
It's got too many problems that I think could have been solved if the right people were doing it. And I think they just went for it without thinking about like the bigger picture.
Do you think spectacle was on their mind?
I think, but the spectacle was just in the very beginning.
Yeah.
After that, it's just gone. The only thing they did right was that story in the middle.
Yeah, sure.
I think of it as a story in the middle because it doesn't get revealed till then.
Yeah.
But it branches out. I thought that was brilliantly done. I thought that was awesome. And that's my favorite part of it. I'll definitely watch this movie again just for that.
Yeah,
because
Shrek is amazing.
I love that character. I love the relationship between him and the girl. That was awesome. But everything else, I could have done without. And I love me some airships. I love me some weird looking tech. But
yeah, I love the setting of this movie more than like the movie itself. I love what they've created around it, but I don't think it was enough to pull me. Like I said, I wish that they would have done this with the intention to split some of that 150 million up and make 2 or 3 movies, because I think they could have done a better job of laying out everything. With that said, I still kind of say go watch it because there are some amazing things.
It's visually awesome.
Yeah,
it doesn't hit. I don't know. It just doesn't do it.
Doesn't hit the basis for me.
I say wait for video.
Wait for video.
Rent it, definitely, just so you can say you saw.
So go watch and a half.
Go watch and a half.
Understandable. Yeah, and I guess I don't know why people didn't go to it. Like maybe that just didn't appeal to them.
I think just a lot of options out there right now too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This month is stacked.
Just crazy good stuff out there.
There is Mortal Engines, Aquaman, Bumblebee, Vice, Welcome to Morrowind. This goes all coming out like some tomorrow. It's just stacked. But yeah, I guess that's Mortal Engines.
Yeah.
It's like we could go deeper into it because there is a lot of stunning visuals, like the explosion. I think I like when Medusa shot that way. It kind of silent and then sucked everything in like a black hole almost. But why was she praying to Medusa? Like towards the end, they remember that part.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I did like how they when they finally put the two things together. You saw it was like, Medusa was like part. The one word and the other word was USA.
Oh yeah,
I did like that little thing. That was kind of cool, but
because we're the bad guys.
Because we're blow stuff up. But other than that, I mean, there's little things in this movie that are great. Don't get me wrong. This isn't just like disaster, 'cause a lot of people put a lot of hard work into it.
Oh yeah.
And it's great fantasy, sci-fi, but story wise, and like I said, I'm asking for a lot nowadays. I don't want to just go see a summer blockbuster with explosions and hot people and
understandable.
And I want to get sucked into the movie. I want to feel something. I want to be surprised. This movie didn't do any of that. The only thing it gave me was Strike.
Yeah,
whose name I thought was Strike, but I had to look it up and find out that it was Strike. Yeah, which is.
I loved when him and freaking Valentine were talking in the cave, or when he was in the prison.
And he had to sink that whole prison, just let that one dude out.
That seemed that was overboard. Extreme, yeah. Like that's why I said, like, why he's so brash. Like Tom, when Tom first, he's like, yeah, she mentioned you murdered her. He like pauses everything. Wait, she said murder? Oh, that's a dirty word.
And then even after he blew up the wall, or started blowing up the wall, was he just going to drive that whole city up the wall, up into the?
Yeah, he couldn't finish. So he was just gonna sit back and watch London break the wall down just to get in there.
Yeah, I just don't understand how he was going to get a city to drive up into that area. Yeah. It just seemed weird to me.
I don't. Yeah,
just too many little weird things. Unless that city can fly now.
He was just way too flying off the handle to be as brilliant as he seemed to be. At certain other points, but. Yeah, an entire prison. You could have just been like, "I'm in charge of London. We want to take your prisoner and take the box away."
Right.
But yeah, that's more Wengeance, people. Once again, sorry for being late with this episode. But next we're doing Bumblebee next week, or I guess a couple days. Where you can find us. You can find us on soon. I'm going to be able to say one thing, but for now, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all under Go Watch a Movie. Please I'm loving all the interaction we're getting. Please just keep on liking and following and subscribing and downloading and all that stuff. I really appreciate it so much. Because we have fun doing this, and I hope you guys have fun listening. I can't speak for Robert about having fun. He may be bored out of his mind over there. But I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie.